It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. If you like common sense, hit that thumbs up button and, of course, the subscribe button. And join us Monday through Friday live at 11 a.m. Central Time. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and SideScrollers.locals.com. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Happy Wednesday. It is it Wednesday? It is, no, it's Thursday. It's Thursday. Happy Thursday to you. Let's go. You do these every day. Sometimes the days start blending in. I'm just going to be very honest with you. Glad you're here. Welcome on out. It's going to be a great show. We got a lot to talk about. So much to talk about. First, let's introduce the one, the only, Guamanian Princess, Blabs.
Hello. I had a pickle yesterday. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's congratulations.
Thank you. It was a while. I had it with my schnitzel. It was such a good little sandwich. Top tier.
Pickles and schnitzels.
Yeah, chicken schnitzel.
Oh. Chicken
Sorry.
schnitzel and pickles.
And a little bit of barbecue potato chips on it with some ketchup.
Did you put the chips on?
Yes, in the sandwich.
That's my girl, Blabs. That's my girl. Let's go. Now I'm talking. That's pro gamer move right there, Blabs.
I love sandwiches. Sandwiches, top tier.
I'll tell you what. I bet our guest today loves sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Rosie.
Hey.
Joe, how are you?
Good. I do love sandwiches, but I do have to say I've never had a pickle in my life.
What? Well,
Cheers to that.
wait, no. He hates pickles, so he can't talk. But
Yeah, I can.
No, shh. The women are speaking, Craig. You mean you've never had a pickle before, Joe?
No, they're scary. Did he
Huh?
just leave? Yeah, they're scary.
No, I didn't actually boot him. No. What do you mean scary? It's like a pickle. It's a cucumber with on superpowers.
Fermented cucumber. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. Mm-hmm. We don't have to
That's
go.
right, Craig. You stay in your little spot over there. Now he's the little bitch for once.
I'll let the big girls do the talking. Look, I love your attitude, Joe. Way to come in and bring it. Let her know pickles are gross. All right.
No.
It's just been established on the show many times. Pickles
It's
are
canon.
disgusting. Yes, absolutely.
He hates mayonnaise, though. Oh no, Joe! No, don't do.
No. That's where we disagree, Craig. I'm sorry. Mayonnaise is a wonderful condiment. It goes great with tuna. It goes good on a sandwich. It gives that little bit of sauce and flavor. Mix it with ketchup. It's even better.
You know what I can't get around? I can't wrap my head around is it's a staple of the Mexican diet is the Mexican street corn that is
Yes,
the corn.
elote.
Yeah, elote. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
With the corn with the mayonnaise on it.
It's not mayonnaise though. It's like a Mexican cream. It's more like a sour cream or a cotija, whatever it's called, cheese. So it's not technically mayonnaise, I don't think.
Yeah, it's mayonnaise. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross, man. I don't even know. I can't do it. But we're glad you're here. Tell everybody about your channel, where they can find you, and all that good stuff. Because it's your first time on the show.
This is my first time on the show. I'm very happy to be here. So yeah, my name is Real Joe Rosie. I actually came into social media through the circuit of public speaking for gun rights, and then I kind of also have a passion for video games. So I'm actually launching my new rebrand of just video game content and maybe splashing in a little bit of politics. We'll see. But you can find me on Real Joe Rosie on YouTube, Twitter, and the IG. And of course now Kick. I just got affiliate status on Kick, so go find me there.
Let's go. Love to see that. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We got some Kick news today. We're going to get into that. It should be fun. So yeah, just boot it all off. Speaking of, no longer on Twitch today. Sorry, Twitchsters, you can't hear us because we're not there. But we are over on Locals. We're on Rumble. We're on Kick. We are also on X today. So if you would like to repost the image or the post or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah,
on
I was
X.
thinking it the other day. It's like, what do you call a tweet? Do you just call it a post now? That's boring.
I think it's just repost. Yeah, I think that's
stupid.
the idea.
I
Yeah.
like tweets.
Yeah. But I'll say this, if you are a Twitch viewer and you've migrated over to another platform, do us a favor, say hello. We'd greatly appreciate to let us know that you've migrated over, and we appreciate your patience and allowing us to kind of migrate away from that hellhole of a service. Apparently, we're not alone, as Pokimane is moving on as well.
She's following our trend. She's copying us.
Man, what a dumb idiot. That lady, I'll tell you what, it's crazy. All over the place. But look, we are live over on Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollers. Do us a favor, hit the follow button over there. Join us as the close to 6,000 followers, growing organically every single day. Our viewership growing every single day over there. It's spectacular. Appreciate you guys hitting the follow button. The X account at SidescrollerPod and the Instagram, right, Blabs?
Yeah, we post memes and clips there every single day. So watch us on Instagram, or else Joe is going to give you a wedgie this time.
Okay.
Everybody's doing the wedgies. Everybody.
I've seen it. It's crazy. It's nuts. Also, we have a Kick account. If you are a Twitch fan, you can move over to Kick. It's great over there. It's pretty fun so far. Kick.com/sidescrollers. We're growing a little bit, and like I said, we're going to talk about Kick today because there may be opportunities for us over there. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, we grow over there every day. We're at 460 now, so woohoo!
Let's go.
Nice.
We just need 9 more, then everyone will be happy. That's it. It'll be good. We also have an audio version of the show over on Spotify, which is great if you guys like to listen to us blab instead of seeing our stupid faces over at Spotify. And as I mentioned, Locals, which is a great place to support. We're slowly migrating over there. We're going to make a bigger push starting in about a couple weeks when on February 15th, we're going to be doing a big 12-hour year 2 kickoff, which will be great. 12-hour podcast, live stream, fun time with all of our friends. That'll be coming up on February 15th. That'll be so we are officially, as of today, Blabs, 11 months and 2 weeks old. So there we go. We're almost, it's like
We're
11.
going.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Joe, that's so sweet. We are currently sitting at a mean, this is ridiculous, 65,999 subscribers. We are 1 subscriber away from 66,000. 667 away from 66,666, which I'm sure people just are going to be flipping out over. So do us a favor, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Obviously, hit the thumbs up button. We're trying to get to 500 every single show. We're on a good streak right now, so let's keep that up. Also, as requested by you said, hey, up those rookie numbers. Let's get to 25 memberships every single show. We had a great streak going. Yesterday it broke it about halfway there, so let's get back on the membership train today and get that 25 membership goal. Tomorrow, the show will be radiating from the internet via Blabs' abode, as well as I'll be broadcasting from the Geeks and Gamers house in Florida, which should be super fun because I'm hopping on a plane tonight going out there for MegaCon. And I'm going to be spending the week out there. Apparently, I'm going to be going to Universal Studios tomorrow, too. So that should be fun.
Are you going to hope for a diversity hire pilot?
You know, that's the first thing I was going to do. I was actually going to get off the plane.
Please, give me one.
Yeah, if I got on and it wasn't a diversity hire, I'd just get right off. Because
You'd be like
I
Karen
won't stand.
Craig. Yeah.
I won't stand for anything but a diverse pilot and specifically flight crew. If they're not gay, black, Mexican, or anything but white and straight, I'm out.
Wait,
It's
Craig, are you
ridiculous.
gonna, as you board the plane, you're gonna just make a quick left, with the door open and go, "What's your sexual orientation / identifier?"
No. I was just gonna go in and just ask, put my head in the cockpit and be like, "Hey, you guys like boners?"
Are you gay?
Why are you gay?
Really, that's just what it comes down to. It's you just walk in and you ask one simple question,
A dick.
and that's it. or
Titties.
that's really what it comes down to.
Titties.
Important questions, and if they respond to anything but a dick, then I'm out. It's crazy. So. But anyways, yeah, we got a great show today. We're going to be talking about the PlayStation State of Play. We're going to get into that to start. We're going to be talking about Kick. We're going big on Disney today. We got some Disney Plus stuff and some Hulu stuff, as well as a lawsuit, which we're going to be talking about that, as well as we're going to get into this. This is a late add to the show today, but I think it's important to talk about. This Zuckerberg thing yesterday, the robot or alien that is Mark Zuckerberg going and talking on Capitol Hill yesterday about Facebook and Instagram. I think it's important to talk about that. And I feel I'm personally invested in it as they're talking about like girls who are in my daughter's age range. So I feel very, very interested in this. So we're getting into that a little bit later on. So yeah, lots going on. I would like to say thanks to Viper for Viper's 1 gifted membership to the channel. Let's stink and go. Appreciate that. If you got gifted that membership, make sure you say a thank you. Viper also came in and says, "Damn it, Craig! Don't take a day away from me. My work week is already long enough as it is." No, I'm not taking anything away from
He
you.
literally snatched it. It was like, this is mine now.
I will not. We're going to be live tomorrow. We're good. I promise. Even if I'm not live, I will make Blabs do the show. We don't miss
Oh my
days.
god, by myself? Just be myself and I'm like, hello!
You can do it, Blabs. Total faith.
I like pickles!
One.
Just sit here and eat pickles on air just to mess with Craig.
Can we do a Blabs eating pickle stream?
If you want, I have pickles in the fridge.
I mean, that'd be fun.
Stupid.
Just saying.
Yeah.
People would eat that shit up.
They
like you'd be
would.
eating
They'd
those
meme
pickles.
it too, which would be terrible. So,
Absolutely. You know what we can do?
no. Whatever it is, no. No, like he's already cracking up over there.
What you do? The size of the donation dictates the size of the pickle.
Oh, I have to buy all the pickles and have like a whole array of them.
You got this giant pickle you got to take a big old bite out of. Oh my God, the internet would go crazy with that. BC came in and says, "Hey, are the Unaware Steve videos still around?" The answer is no. You can thank Rooster Teeth for that. They've all been destroyed from the internet. So until I'm able to buy Screw Attack back and just repost those videos back to the internet, the answer is a negative. So,
Hey,
yes.
Craig.
What?
John Kanji, subscribe for 1 month on Side Scrollers Kick.
Let's go, John.
Yeah.
Love that. Give it a, that's awesome. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate that.
Toxic Jedi says review Blabs USA for the pickles.
That's a deep cut right there. Oh my God. Important question from Humble Dirt Merchant, Blabs. Whole pickle or sliced Blabs?
I mean, I actually cut up the whole pickle in half and I lay it flat in the sandwich and go.
Well,
So I guess
wait,
the whole pickle.
you put the pickles. Do you only eat pickles in the sandwich, or do you eat them?
Oh,
by
I can
themselves?
eat them just casually, like on the side of like a plate or something. But I just don't go into my fridge and go. All right, time to go on with my day. It doesn't happen.
Yeah, Elite Neo says Blabs eats pickles the long way. Yeah.
Well, what do you do? Like
I
it's
don't.
corn?
Yeah, you don't.
That's the only way to eat them, I think. Yeah, right?
Jill's like, "What the hell are we doing? Like, why am I on this show? It's ridiculous." Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you what, we got a lot to talk about today, so let's get into this. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Joe, did you catch yesterday's big state of play from Sony? Did you
Yes,
see it?
I did.
What were your overall thoughts on it?
I'm actually mostly excited about a couple of the games. I'm not a huge horror person because I do, tend to be that girl that screams when they play scary games. But there was a
Me too.
couple, Silent Hill looks cool. But I think the big ones were Stellar Blade and the new Hideo Kojima game, the Death Stranded 2. So I think those were the two standouts, at least in my opinion.
Yes, they did. We did definitely get into Hideo Kojima. That was like the big thing. Is, oh my gosh, they're making a new Metal Gear Solid. Except it's not Metal Gear Solid. It's a spy espionage game that is definitely not linked to Metal Gear Solid. So yeah, that was a lot was announced yesterday, and as you mentioned, Hideo Kojima making a new live action or not live, new action espionage game. Let's pop it up here for you. And they pulled him up, and he, talked about how it's coming soon and blah 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 blah. And obviously that was like the big thing. But as you mentioned, Death Stranding 2. Did you play Death Stranding 1?
I didn't, and I watched it, the trailer as part of State of Play, and the whole thing looks super confusing, but also super interesting. Like someone's getting brought back to life. There's a baby. There's a politics involved, and then there's a guitar that's a weapon. Like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on, but I want to play it.
Yeah. It's like the original Death Stranding game was. Yeah, I mean, the meme was that it's a walking simulator, but obviously this is very Kojima. Like it's just the most batshit crazy thing in the world, and it's very on brand. So is the name, Death Stranding 2, on the beach. It's like it's like I just imagine Norman Reedus, the main character, like sitting back in a beach chair with his baby with his shirt off, except he has his baby in his little tube that he had in the first one. As he's running around trying to just getting some sun. I don't know. It's
Get
kind
some
of
margaritas.
I was actually confused on the beach part for like the majority of it. I'm like, where is the beach? Like this looks like the antithesis of a beach. There's no, where is this coming in? But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the beach aspect of it. I think you could have just said like at the North Pole or at the Arctic Circle.
I
and
think it
would have
might be
been
a
fine.
metaphor, for whatever he's going there.
The crazy ass guy has metaphors in his game. No shit, that's crazy. So they also announced Stellar Blade Deep Dive.
Beautiful game, absolutely gorgeous game.
What was now, Blabs? You said you were interested in this, right? Was this the game?
Mostly because one, I find it interesting that unless I'm mistaken, Sony's publishing this, and yet look how feminine the main character is. She's got boobs and an ass and a pretty face, and I'm like, wow, what happened? Sony, did you wake up? So I don't know. I just find it ironic how Western civilization hates feminine women, and she is. So I'm excited. It looks interesting. I've never played any types of games like these before, but it looks.
It looks a little bit like Nier Automata to me, style-wise, which I love that game, and it's also beautiful, female, kind of centric. I know it's Korean, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a huge K-wave kind of girl, like K-pop. So this just rang right on my alley. My Korean, of course, they're going to have beautiful women. Like, that is aesthetically just makes sense.
Let's go. Also, having to do with beautiful with Korean games is BUTTS.
Yay! Butts
A lot
in
of
space.
butts. A lot of butts. This was a screen grab yesterday. And it's a lot of people seem to be enjoying the butts and the short skirts and everything associated with it. And it's so funny because you don't see this type of thing in Western developed games. And this was one of the big talking points yesterday was like, holy crap, hot girls and butts coming on a PlayStation 5 game. That sounds pretty good.
Well, here's something you might not know about Korean culture. It's very conservative, but like you can have scantily clad women, especially in like the media. But they actually find it more, scandalous to show upstairs, and then they can get okay with just wearing really short shorts and showing just a little bit of booty. So to them, that is not that big a deal. As long as they're not showing the bits, you're good.
Don't show
So
the
you can show your
bits.
coochie, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Labs.
I'm not saying me or Joe. I'm just genuine.
A little bit of
for-
butt cheek, it's okay.
First off, just relax. This is not showing the coochie, all right?
That's not what that's not what I was literally.
As long as you hide the coochie, everything else is fine.
There you
Right.
go.
Just relax, Blabs. I know you're planning your trip to Korea now. That's all right. God.
Yeah, they actually find
Free the cooch.
showing titties, or cleavage to be much more, offensive.
God.
So realistically, this is just straight up conservative if you really want to go by Korean standards.
Well, it's really important that we get something trending here. Hashtag free the cooch from Blabs here. It's really important we get that trending immediately on Twitter. We are a live show. We can track all that stuff in real time. So please get, and make sure you tag Blabs on that as well. At Blabbering Collector over on
Actually,
on
it's
X.
Blabbering C, so you did it wrong. Ha!
Okay, at Blabbering C over on Twitter. Hashtag free the cooch. Tag her on all the pictures that you want.
No, it's gonna look like a thread on Pokemon's tweets.
It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
This is Craig right now.
We're not gonna give you any pussy. No, but you'll give that to Blabs. Oh my God. Hashtag free the cooch. There we go, right there. All right. Also, not to be outdone, we talked about this briefly, but the Sonic Generations was announced, but it's Sonic X Shadow Generations, which for all you Sonic fanboys out there who love the classics, It is back and better than ever, just like Eric Bischoff in WWE. But here we are. We got the Sonic Generations, which was a 2011 game that was released, and they're remastering it with Shadow. There he is right there. Look at him go. Shadow, Blabs, you'd probably have no idea who Shadow is. Do you know who this character is, Blabs?
Nope.
He's like Dark Edgelord Sonic, right? And he was actually, I think his first game was, I don't know, late 2000s, and they gave Shadow the Hedgehog a gun. Like that was his thing. It was very edgelordish, and he has his own set of fans, I guess. And here we are. So we have a Shadow the Hedgehog version of Sonic Generations, which is coming. Which Joe, do you know Shadow at all?
Yeah, I do. I'm a Sonic fan, and for obvious reasons with my background, a edgy goth-like version with a gun just resonates with me. So
Resonates with you?
yeah, I like that one.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
Excellent. All right, well, your thoughts on Sonic X Shadow Generations?
It looks cool. It looks like it's just a pretty upgrade, remake, and I'm all for it. Why not? Let's go.
Why not? Let's go. If people don't like it, they won't buy it, which is good. One other thing here, Dave the Diver. It's been labeled an indie game, and there's been a little controversy around whether it's technically an indie game. What is indie? What does all that mean? Well, Dave the Diver is a big hit over on Steam, and there's a pretty interesting crossover happening with Dave the Diver, and it's with Godzilla. Now, this is the second Godzilla crossover we've seen in the last couple days. I believe Godzilla was coming to something like Minecraft, I think. And
Was he?
I think so. I think that was maybe Minecraft. It was like one of those crafting games. But this is the second Godzilla crossover we've seen, I think, in as many days. And while Godzilla is cool, I'm wondering if this will get boring. Yes.
He is going into Minecraft.
Yeah, but does God? I mean, people are obviously very passionate about Godzilla. They love Godzilla. Godzilla is like really interesting because people really, really love Godzilla, and he's kind of hot right now with the -1 movie. Does having Godzilla and Dave the Diver get you to buy Dave the Diver if you haven't
Does
already?
that resonate with you, Joe?
I like Godzilla. I don't know if I'm gonna get Dave the Diver though, but might make it a little bit more interesting, maybe.
Maybe, possibly. All right, cool. Well, there you go. I mean, there were some other games announced during the State of Play. Anything else, Joe, that you feel that you wanted to talk about with this at all, or because?
Not really. Like I said, there was some horror movie remakes that were coming out, but I think really the big standouts were Stellar Blade and how bodacious the chicks were. So that's what I'm most excited. And then checking out that Death Stranding. So those are my two takeaways. Bodacious booties, yeah.
Well, when that comes out and you're running around on the beach with your baby and your weird,
And my guitar.
yeah, and your guitar, yes, your guitar weapon. Let me know how that goes. I probably won't be into that. So,
I'll let you know how it goes.
please let me. Hey, Blobs, check it out.
Okay. Blob's a tower tart for $2. Me love the pickle talk.
Pickle
Pickle.
talk.
That's a great picture of you, Blobs.
Thank you. It's from Australia, and then they screen grabbed and zoomed in.
Hey, Shane Bentley came in with a $50 Rumble rant. Thank you very much. Hey, Craig just came from Lady Desiree's stream. I must say that her donation wall is putting yours to shame. What? You need to step it up, kid. Also, fly safe. Oh, listen, I can't control the fly safety thing, but we can control this wall. Let's get this. We got to get this wall moving here. Shane, thank you very much. We're gonna go with orange today, and get you on the wall. Why not? Thank you very much, Shane. And let's get rolling with that. That is spectacular. Shane, thank you very much. Do me a favor. And look at that. Look at it right there.
We need lots of balls in the chat. I'm just saying. Balls. Joe, you need to do your very best ball.
Ball? Is that good enough? I don't know.
She's like a cat. Meow.
Ball?
Ball?
Ball? Ball? Well, thank you very much, Shane. We need to add to that wall immediately. And we're going to be able to do that with CR Vox coming in with 20 gifted memberships. Let's stinking go. That puts us just 4 away from our goal of 25. CR Vox, thank you very much. Our Gifted Mother Smucker coming in there with 20 gifted memberships. You're going on the wall as well, my friend. Thank you very much for your support. Let's stink and go. If you got gifted a membership, make sure you say thanks and then just balls.
Balls.
Yeah, just balls.
Balls.
Balls. You can blame Dan Vask, I think. I don't even know how we started that balls anymore. It was so long ago. I don't remember.
Sometimes lore just begins and it just happens. So there you go. Hey, thank you so much.
Don't question the gifts that you get, Blabs.
Yes.
Box, thank you very much. Tomac came in with the $20 super chat. Says, are you guys looking forward to the journalist coping when they need to cover Stellar Blade?
There's so many boobies and butts in my face. What do I do?
You know, it'll be interesting to see, you know, when you have a character like, I don't know, let's just say Bayonetta, like a character that's super sexual, right? How today's journalist will cover it. Yes, I can't wait, Tomac. Thank you very much for your support. And we'll definitely be poking fun at the idiocy around the insanity of these games, for sure. Thank you, Tomac. Sandman came in as a member. Thank you very much. 3 months. Elite Neo says, X-Ray Girl set the bar pretty high with the way she deep-throated a banana on stream once. Don't let yourself be outdone, Blabs. You got this.
No way. It's not happening.
There's a big difference between a banana and a pickle. I don't know if that's going to be like, if you're going to be able to handle that, Blabs. Just taste-wise. Ew.
There's really only one way to find out.
No. Nope.
Viper came in.
Oh, I was going to continue it. As Craig cries, Viper came in for $5. I was referring to when you said it Wednesday when it's Thursday.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you, Viper. Sorry, my fault. Yes, we are here. We are live on a Thursday. Humble Dirt Merchant says, just don't free the gooch. That's right. Hey, once again, a quick reminder, guys, please go free the cooch. Thanks you. Tag at BlabberingC over on X.
Let's get her trending.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really
Really
hope
great.
I don't get these notifications. So far, I'm in the clear, so we're good.
Oh, good. Well, we got to get those rookie numbers up. Go from 0 to 6,000.
No, it's all good. I'm good. Actually, you know what? After the show's done, guys, go back onto the YouTube comments or the Rumble and just write down hashtag free the couch. Just leave a comment.
Listen. Every single show we do, Blabs. Every single show gets the yellow dollar sign, right?
It's true.
Which limits our reach, which limits our exposure, limits the revenue on YouTube. Every single show. Do you
However,
think hashtag free the cooch will help to that?
Yep, 100%.
I think the yellow sign is a sign of good entertainment.
Yeah.
If you got the yellow sign, you did something right.
If it's green, it means you're boring.
Every single show. Every single show. It's crazy. Epsilon's. Please give me some clarity here. I need to know exactly how to say your name. Epsilon's AMA or Epsilama?
Espelon Sama?
Says, even my 4-year-old nephew knows who Shadow is.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of know of him, but like not enough to be like, yeah, I know who he is. I just know of.
Sonic with guns, just like Palworld's Pokemon with guns. That's what it is. Nikki came in with 5 gifted memberships. Nikki, thank you very much, Nikki Felty. I really appreciate that. Puts us at our goal, 26 members for the day. Thank you very much. That's spectacular. Let's keep that rolling today. I love that. Dude came in and says, if you do Blabs eating pickle stream, you should bring Kay on. She loves pickles.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Good point. Dude says, remember the main guy behind Nier Automata. Am I saying that right, Joe? Nier?
I call it near automata. I don't know.
Okay.
I think
English
it's
is my
Automata.
second. English is my second language, so don't ask me how to pronounce things.
Hey, it's my first, and I can't pronounce things. That's all right. The main guy behind the game asked people to send him zip files of the main character's nude art. When the request was obliged, he said the internet was amazing.
I've seen some of them. They're top notch.
Oh, my God.
Is it like Rule 34 over there or something?
It's 43, I think it is. Is it 34 or 43? What's the rule where everyone?
I thought it was 34.
I don't know. It's just
43? What
I've
the
been,
hell?
I've been on the internet way too long. Dude says, I know why they call it Sonic X Shadow. It's just to try to clean up Google searches. You're probably right. So you can find exactly. Yeah, Rule 34. That's what it is. Thank you.
Yeah, 43 my ass. What is that?
Blabs, it has been established that I am dyslexic. right? It has not been medically diagnosed. It has not been medically diagnosed.
You're neurodivergent.
That's right. Joe, did you know that neurodivergent isn't a real thing?
Well, I figured it wasn't because I got diagnosed when I was a kid with ADHD, and we didn't call it that. We just said you have ADHD. And then now everybody thinks it's like something cool. It's like hashtag neurodivergent in your bios. And I'm like, first of all, it's not something to brag about. And what is this new terminology? So, yeah.
No, neurodivergent isn't even it's not even a medical term. It's just something somebody made up. So whenever you see that, yeah. Neurodivergent.
And then these companies actually use it, saying, we're hiring neurodivergent people. And it's like,
it just means you think differently than the, quote, normal person. And what does that even mean?
they just want a label.
What is normal these days? Who knows?
And with the amount of people with getting those diagnoses, I think that's actually now normal too.
Right, 100%. Sailor Doom says, I'm excited for the big booty blade crag. Oh, well, good luck for that. How's your homeboy Jesus feel about that? Sailor Dream. All right, let's move on. Overall, nice job, Sony, with your state of play. Very good. Let's move on to this Kick news. This is kind of interesting. For those of you who are, this is designed for small streamers, but I would say that their threshold for this is a little bit larger than small. But Kick announced the minimum requirements for the Kick Creator Incentive Program. Their CEO, Eddie, I guess that's his name. I'm Eddie, the CEO of Kick. He announced the requirements, and this whole thing is designed to where streamers won't necessarily have to rely on their audience so much for support, right? The idea that if you stream X number of hours to X number of audience, we're going to pay you X number of dollars. It's almost like having just being paid to stream instead of being supported by your audience. It's kind of an interesting thing. It hasn't been done yet in the streaming space. You know, you are an independent contractor, whether you're on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble, whatever, and you sink or sail based off 100% your audience. Now, what Kick's offering is pretty unique, and I'm very intrigued to see how this rolls out. They're doing like applications right now. And here was the tweet initially. It says, we're looking forward to offering streamers the opportunity to make great content without having to worry about uncertain variables such as subs and donations, something that obviously, you know, we worry about on a day-to-day basis, which hopefully that can change. We're going to put a big emphasis on that coming up here in a couple weeks, as we mentioned. But here are the metrics attached to this. So average CCV, that's,
concurrent viewings.
Yeah, right. Concurrent viewers over the course of 30 days. So you got to average 100 people watching you while you're streaming. You got to stream for 50 hours. You got to stream for pretty much half of the 30 days. And you got to average 25 subscribers. So there is some interesting things at play here. The idea that they want to find streamers who don't have to worry about an hourly, who don't have to worry about, as it said, uncertain variables like subs and donations, but you have to have a certain number of subs to be picked for this thing. The other thing here is the chatting aspect of things. It obviously encourages the audience to be active. Obviously, we love to see this on in any of our streams. We have a very close eye on the chat. And then 1,500 followers. That's quite a few followers for considering being it is technically a small streamer. But Joe, you said you made the move to Kick. You just became an affiliate or a partner. Is that right?
Affiliate, yeah. Now, I'm looking at these metrics, and I understand that this is something everyone's excited about, but these metrics are not easy to obtain.
Yeah.
That concurrent viewers for 100 and that unique chatters 500, those are going to be really hard to hit. And I think I was looking at statistics. It's like the statistics of people who have that on average is pretty low, like less than 15% of current Kick, streamers have that. So this is something that people, maybe they're hoping to incentivize people to keep going, but it's not going to be an easy at all. Like, if you're already having these things, I don't think you're not going to be, worried too much about making revenue and donations. You pretty much already have a pretty standard stream of income with this. So
I agree. I mean, when you look at, I'm going to switch over to our Kick page really quick. See, we currently have less than 500 followers. Now, we haven't done any exclusive streams or anything over there right now. But you got to have a pretty, I'd say strong following to hit those metrics. And I think it's admirable. And I understand why they're doing that. If you're streaming to, 4 or 5 people. Like I said, everybody starts somewhere, right? And eventually, hopefully, if you keep the grind up, you'll be able to grow to a point where you can hit these metrics. Now, one thing they haven't talked about here is the value of your hourly wage. I don't think that's been announced yet. So is this going to be $10 an hour, $5 an hour, $20 an hour? What does that mean? And technically, if they go like by the U.S. minimum wage, isn't it like $7.75 or $7.50 or something like that? But minimum wage in Seattle's like $38,000 an hour. So like, what do they? What do you get? What do you receive for working your ass off and effectively working a I'd say this is a part-time job if you're streaming 50 hours a month. But keep in mind that is in addition to the 160 hours you would hypothetically work at a full-time job. So this is definitely working a part-time job.
Yeah.
So
I
Chet
don't
says,
think this is an actual win, I'll be honest. This sounds like a lot of work. This doesn't sound like it's going to help small streamers out. This, like Joe said, this is going to help the ones who've already made it, who are already hitting those goals on like a daily or monthly basis. And it's just going to give them a bigger incentive. This is a win for like XQC. This isn't a win for one of us at all. This isn't going to help us very well. So, yeah. I feel like Kick needs a lot more work anyway. Besides, like with the chat is broken sometimes. Sometimes the categories don't exist. You can't play a certain game. You just have to write just chatting. I feel like they need a lot more work before they just start favoring the bigger streamers again.
right.
I will say,
go ahead.
sorry, I will say Kick's pretty good about putting people on the front page that
Yes,
aren't
that's
just
true.
huge people. Like I have several friends have already been featured, tweeted out. I think they certainly promote people more than I've seen on Twitch. I think you have a better chance of growing a following on Kick than you would have ever had on Twitch. So there's that.
At least the bar's there. I think that's the biggest thing.
Attainable.
They're at least offering goals associated with this. Once again, the idea of averaging 100 viewers, that's quite a lot. It really is. 100 viewers, it's a lot of people to average. And you can see people, there's going to be, if you can receive some sort of promotion with Kick, discoverability is the biggest, that is by far the biggest gripe with any platform, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Kick, whether it's Rumble. How do I get discovered? And I will say this about YouTube. YouTube does do a pretty decent job at exposing, I know for me specifically, I see small, quote unquote, smaller channels all the time on my feed. And they may have, their videos may have 25 views and it's some sort of gaming content that I'm going to watch. And I think YouTube does a pretty good job of discoverability. Whereas Twitch and Kick, they do have their For You section. And even Twitch to a lesser extent, if you scroll down on their front page, has like a kind of an up and coming streamer thing. But those are all hand curated. They're not. You don't. It goes back to even the page layout on YouTube lends to discoverability way better than on a Twitch or a Kick, because when you watch a video, on the side of the page you see potential other exposure to other channels via thumbnails and titles, et cetera, that you don't see on Kick. Because once you're on a landing page, which is where you're watching a video, like here on YouTube, on Kick, there's none of that suggested videos or suggested streams, because they want to keep you in a singular environment for the live stream. So we'll kind of see what happens with this. Blabs, you were saying this like 15. I'm sorry, one of you was saying that like 15% of.
Oh, that was Joe.
Joe was saying like there's a very small percentage that can actually hit these metrics.
Yeah, I saw that quoted somewhere on Twitter. So there's that. You don't know how accurate statistics are on Twitter, but I did see that. And also from experience, I don't think that 100 concurrent viewers and 500 chatters, unique chatters, is something that is going to be quote unquote for a small streamer. Like even though you have 1,500, which may be considered small compared to the bigger names, that's still a fairly poppin' channel.
Yeah, agreed. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
I can't
don't know
even find when this rolls out. I tried Googling it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, they do have a homepage that is set up for it. which I don't think they're just accepting people right now. So if you are a streamer, I'm excited to kind of see what happens. And obviously, they're doing their best. I mean, they've only been around for a year, so
Over a year, a little bit, yeah.
yeah, but so they're doing
pretty good.
They're doing
for
good.
it.
They're doing good. Let's talk about somebody who's not doing so well right now. We're going to talk about Disney and Hulu here in a second, but first, Shield Wall of Dragon says, "I have faith in Blabs to run the show solo. I mean, the Modern Warfare 2 lobby vid thing was just a fluke, probably. Also, hi, Joe and Craig. Yes, just total fluke. That's all. Just total fluke.
No
That'll
biggie.
never happen again." Hey, Joe came in, says, "Craig, your interview skills are exceptional, inciting and entertaining. Looking forward to your next interview. Spotlight cheers." Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. I'm doing my best, and we have some good interviews coming up. We have 5 interviews that have been recorded, and including Maven from WWE. I interviewed James Klug from who has a very popular kind of YouTube channel that's all about man on the street interviews and stuff. Had a bunch of really great interviews. I mentioned the brothers from Mortal Kombat, the original Johnny Cage, the original Raiden. Got some really good stories, the Pacino brothers. And I'm telling you, there's some good stuff coming down the line. And by the way, those will initially debut over on Locals before they hit YouTube. So if you guys haven't gone over there, make sure you guys go check out Locals at sidescrollers.locals.com. So the Worthy One says, "Sorry to get off topic, Craig, but what are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble again? You think he might beat Roman this time?" I think that they're going to want him to finish the story, and the tide has turned on Roman Reigns. I think a lot of people are just kind of sick of the storyline. They had a really good storyline for a long time, and I think people are ready for that story to end and start a new one up with Cody. So I do think Cody wins the championship at WrestleMania. There's your wrestling talk. And I'll tell you what, this is just absolutely stupid. Just absolutely stupid. Vic Rattlehead came in with a $200 Canadian super chat. Says, "Love your show, guys. Please
Thank
don't
you.
change." Good
Wow.
God.
I have
Vic,
something for him.
I like your take on boobies.
yeah. Hey, that's awesome. Vic Rattlehead's a name so big, I got to put 2 lines on it right here. Vic, let's stinking go. Look at it.
Look at it. We need lots of crowns, lots of balls, everything in the chat. Just throw it all in there.
Balls.
Balls. Give Craig a run.
That is insane. Vic, good God. That is ridiculous.
you.
Thank you so much for funding the show today. That is awesome. Woo! Vic, keep it up. Scarpy says, "The only thing I discover on my feed is more side-scroller streams clips." Well, good. Keep on watching, Scarpy. Good Lord. That is spectacular. Oh, man, that's great. Emperor Nero did nothing wrong. Came in and says, "Did you guys see the tech company CEOs got grilled by boomers in the Senate? It should be law if you're over the age of 60. You should not be able to make laws for things that came after you. I'm concerned Kids Online Safety Act will pass and mass censorship of the net." Yeah, we're going to talk about Zuckerberg here in just a little bit and kind of the things associated with that. That is definitely on the docket today. Shane says, over on Rumble, says, "I think people should reach out to Vince McMahon to grow their kick channels. He knows how to get shit done."
Ah!
Joe, did you hear about the Vince McMahon story?
I did.
Did you know Craig does a really good impression of it?
I'd love to see it.
Not of shitting.
No! That's not No. The actual... Go on, say a line.
What do you want me to say?
Say, "I like your take on boobies."
I like your take on boobies.
That is fantastic.
It's a shame he won't be culturally relevant anymore. I can't do a Vince McMahon impersonation at all. Oh, what a shame. Anyways, let's keep moving on, shall we? I think we shall. Oh my God! All right, let's talk Disney and their password sharing crackdown. This is coming soon. It's coming quick, just like Vince McMahon. Starting March 12th. Disney Plus and Hulu's new user agreement bans password sharing. Here we are, ready to go. This is caught the internet in a very awkward place, as now people are threatening piracy amid the crackdown. Now, I think this is a natural thing. This has been a natural thought along the way and it goes along with today's thumbnail. You know, the idea of if you're not truly buying something, then really what's wrong with stealing, right? Or piracy is a better way to say it. So piracy has become a big issue with Disney with this. You saw this with Netflix. They rolled out their piracy policy not too long ago, and a lot of people were saying the same thing when it came to password sharing. I can't deal with this. It's ridiculous. But here's the problem: is that it worked when it came to Netflix, as Netflix saw its biggest increase in subscriber growth in its history after their lockdown. And yes, I am using ad blocker, CBS News. Get over it. So they saw its subscriber growth by 13.1 million subscribers after they did the crackdown on passwords. So, poll for the chat blabs. Will you be pirating Disney Plus and or Hulu after this goes into effect in March? And the other question is, how will they truly know if you're sharing a password? That's the one thing I truly don't understand about here is, let's say I have, let's say I travel for work, right? And I stay at a house, Airbnb when I travel, and I'm going to be there for a week. I'm going to be there for a month, but I have my regular account at my regular house or apartment, whatever it may be, and I then log in to my Disney Plus, my Hulu, my Netflix, whatever, when I'm away. Does that get identified as sharing a password because it's not from the same location? How does that work? I don't know these things.
I can answer that for you, Craig,
Please, Joe. I would love to hear.
because I've already experienced this. So what
Let's
happened? I
go.
travel quite a bit for work. So what happens is basically they are utilizing. This is the same thing that happened back in the day when music was a big piracy thing. Craig, I'm sure you remember the era of Napster and all that.
Napster. Why do I need to remember that? Because I'm always
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying. I don't know if you were alive during Napster. Were you?
I know of Napster.
low-key shade being thrown by Joe. I love it.
Sorry.
Let's go.
But basically, the process is we all think that we're just gonna pirate stuff. We're not gonna pay for this service. And then they basically chip away at our resolve with making things less expensive and easier. So, you know, fast forward a couple decades, does anyone really pirate music anymore? No, everybody has Spotify, everybody has YouTube Music. It's just now it's become the norm. Same thing with Netflix is that, you know, we all got up in arms about it. But it just becomes such a pain in the butt to do exactly what happens. If you go to an Airbnb, you have to log in. They're going to make you say, hey, this is a new device. And Craig, that's how they know. They can identify the same way that you log into your phone and Chrome or whoever says, is this you? We've identified a new device logging into your Chrome or your Google account. They can identify that based off your device and your IP. So same thing with TVs. They all have that identifier. They're able to say, hey, is this you? We're going to make it really inconvenient for you to have to do this over and over and over again. So you're going to have to log in, get something sent to your phone, confirm your identity, two-factor identification, whatever it may be. Inconvenience is the name of the game. Could you continue to pirate? Absolutely. Are you going to want to because you're lazy? No. They're going to offer you a family plan. Hey, just pay us $5 more and you can add your people we know you're sharing your password with, which is what I did. My siblings and I just paid $5 more and now we're all sharing one legally, and it's just convenience, and it's just how they get you.
So it's the death by 1,000 cuts strategy.
Absolutely.
Yikes.
So for me, I use my sister's Netflix, and she lives in another country. But what we found out is that if we put Netflix on the TV, they will charge my sister, saying somebody else is using this. You need to up your program and your package. But if I use it on my phone on the app, it's fine. Mm-hmm. So there's another little getaway. So for now, at least, they'll probably hack down on the phones too. Like, no, you can't even do that either anymore.
Yeah, I've noticed that's still a thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Moist Critical, big streamer, chimed in on this, and he pretty much echoed what you said, Joe, the idea that This is the inconvenience plague begins. Piracy is about to explode in popularity again. The idea of it just being inconvenience. It's to constantly inconvenience. And this is, I think this is right. And Blabs, you were kind of mentioning this. We'll all be using cable again by the end of 2025. Just we're all, it's what's old will be new again.
Circle.
Right.
We were all on cable. Everybody left cable for streaming. Streaming became too much. Everybody went back to cable.
Right.
And it's expensive. You know, like if you want to watch football or something, you got to get YouTube TV and then get the NFL package and all this stuff. It's just like add up all your streaming services, you end up paying more than cable used to be.
I will say this. I think YouTube TV is actually a really good service. We have YouTube TV, and when it comes to like Disney Plus, we may be borrowing a password from a friend. I don't pay for that one, but you know, whatever. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens here on March 12th, March 13th, whatever it is, and to see if they see the same results. Because I'm sure they saw what Netflix did. They're like, whoa, they gained 13 million subscribers. And they're like, it's a no-brainer. We're absolutely going to do this. And they're going to follow the exact strategy. I would imagine they went out and they probably hired the people at Netflix who built up this strategy and built out the execution of this and just pretty much just paid them money to come over and do the exact same thing with Disney Plus. So I guess we'll kind of see if we get locked out and I can no longer watch the Mighty Ducks anymore.
Is that all you use for Disney Plus?
Pretty much. I wake up in the morning every morning and I watch Charlie Conway on his way to win the Pee Wee Hockey Championships every single morning, Blabs.
Oh, good for you. My next question to all of this is that I don't really think Disney will be able to do what Netflix is doing, just because people aren't really gravitating towards anything that Disney's putting out lately. Star Wars, Marvel, even the Percy Jackson show, all of it's like flopping in comparison to what Netflix is doing. And yeah, you can argue with Netflix about what they've done, but for the most part, in my personal opinion, I feel like Netflix has more to offer. And also, they haven't been changing their media. So movies from the 90s aren't being modernized like Disney is, like Lilo and Stitch and all that. And like, you can just buy those DVDs and just have them. So I kind of feel like Netflix is on its own level when it comes to streaming services.
Oh, I agree. I think that, and their numbers show that, right? Netflix is clearly the king when it comes to this. They're the only streaming company that's making money. And, you know, by the way, someone in the chat was like, when did these guys become streaming shills? Like, I don't think we're streaming shills at all. I think we're just being realistic about the situation. You know, like,
I'm a streamer show.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I think what Joe said is right. People are lazy, right?
I'm lazy.
People are willing. It comes down to a value prop, right? The value proposition. Are you willing to go through the hoops to call a friend or find some way to pirate something? And that you got to be fairly savvy to do that. Or are you willing to pay that extra $5 and just be like, fuck, fine. Most people are going to go, fuck, fine. And that's the reality of the situation. And that's what they're counting on, you know? Now, would I do that? No. Because when Disney Plus is no longer available at my household, I will no longer be able to watch Charlie Conway win the Minnesota Pee Wee State Championship with Gordon Bombay, and that makes me sad. Unless it's
Isn't that like an old thing though? Just buy the DVD.
Ducks do fly together, Blabs. It's crazy. Yeah, do you get that reference, Blabs?
Are you talking about the Mighty Ducks?
God damn it! Yes, of course.
I've seen the movie.
I'm curious. Poll for the chat, Blabs.
Yeah.
Are you lazy, or will you pirate?
Well, that's what we already had it. So with 357 votes, will you be pirating Hulu or Disney Plus in March? And the options were yes, no, or I don't have it. And 52% of the people were saying I don't have it. So therefore, if that's kind of like I'll pirate it basically, because if they don't have it, and they want to watch something.
Well, you know, I think I see that, but here's the thing: like 22% are saying they're going to be pirating.
Those are
right?
the honest, lazy people.
Well, no. Those are the people who are not lazy. They're the ones who are willing to go the extra step. The 26% who say no, they're the ones who are willing. And I think that's important, right? Because Disney sees that as extra money. You know, like they're going to pay that extra $5, $10, whatever, $10 a month, whatever Disney Plus is. I don't even know to do it. So they're like, no, I'm not going to pirate it. And I think another level of this is, are you willing to, if you're not going to pirate it, are you willing to pay for it now? You know, so it's just an interesting conversation to have for sure. So we'll see what happens with it, and we'll revisit this in March when this rolls out, and to see, you know, if that 25% who says they will not be pirating, or if that 21% do end up pirating. Because I gotta be honest, I don't even know how to pirate. Like, I just know how to get a password from somebody else, you know. So like, how do you pirate?
I'm afraid of
that stuff?
viruses, so I don't do that. That's literally why I don't pirate. I'm like, I don't want some infection.
You want some infection? Antibiotic resistance.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of infection, if you guys wouldn't mind, get the hashtag #FreeTheCooch going over at BlabberingC over on X. You can send...
Don't say
What?
infections and cooch in the same sentence. You understand that people are going to be saying, like, blue waffles and all that stuff? Like, no.
You're sick. What is up with you
I'm
guys?
not sick. You are. You're the one instigating all this shit.
It's ridiculous. I don't even
Listen,
understand.
everyone, just tag Craig instead, not me. At
Don't tag me.
Craig on Twitter.
It's not for me. It's not for me at all.
Yes, it is.
It's ridiculous. Hey, Humble Dirt Merchant says, I wouldn't even pirate Disney schlock.
Yeah.
Thank you, Humble Dirt Merchant. Appreciate that. Kelly came in with a $50 super chat. That's outstanding. Says, have fun at MegaCon and safe travels. Kelly, thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that, Kelly. Look at it. Thank you very much. MegaCon, I'll be in you soon. It's ridiculous.
Craig, are you cosplaying by any chance?
Yeah, as himself.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna go in as a 42-year-old podcast host. It's gonna be great. Daniel came in and says, I cycle apps, binge one for a month or two, got stars for $20 for 6 months, avoid Netflix due to Obama's, but might get for a month to see a couple shows. I think there are a lot of people who do that. They kind of cycle through certain apps, and there's an ebb and flow when it comes to viewing habits. And I appreciate that. That's good stuff. Vic says, pirate Disney and give that money to side scrollers. Let's go, Vic. Let's go. Listen, we will support it way more than Disney ever will. I promise you that. I promise you that. And we need it way more than Disney ever does. Oh my God, those freaks. What? Listen to this. Dave came in with 10.
Wild Dave.
Dave! Wild Dave. Give it up for Dave with
Dave.
10 memberships. Let's go. That's awesome. Spectacular.
Shout
Love to see that. Look at that, Dave. Let's go. Look at it. There it is right there. Spectacular. Thank you very much. Oh, my God. What a happy day.
Yeah. Right before Craig goes on to a pilot. This is all them saying goodbye to Craig.
It's nice knowing you, Craig.
Yeah, I know. Craig's going away stream as he goes on the plane. Hopefully he makes it there. Hey, guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate that while you guys are tuning in. We're at 382 right now. Our goal is always 500. If you guys haven't yet, we'd really appreciate that. Wherever you're tuning in, whether it's Rumble, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Kick. Is there a thumbs up button on Kick?
No.
No.
Don't do that on Kick then. Big Top came in with the 5, says, "Hey yo, when all the ducks are here we go. This is good. When all the ducks are behind the net, the urge to scream Flying V is strong." That's right. Charlie gets back there. Flying V. It's good. It's great stuff. Speaking of Flying Vs, once again, I'd like to remind everybody, #FreeTheCooch over on X. Great stuff. All right, let's move on to our next story, shall we? Let's keep it with Disney real quick. And this is just a real fast, quick hit here. We have a news story out of Florida after Disney sued. Well, do we want to talk about this? The whole Disney suing?
Well, I mean, you can just briefly, casually mention that they lost a lawsuit. Ha ha.
Okay, there we go. We'll just
That's
Disney. A judge dismissed Disney's lawsuit against DeSantis.
Yeah,
And
it was for the Don't Say Gay bill, and
Don't call it that. That's not what it's called.
That is what Disney was calling it, though. That is what their whole argument was.
But that's not what it's called, though.
No, correct.
That's not what it's called. Don't call it that. That's leaning into the bullshit.
Well, the
But
judge
I'm literally
just said
explaining what Disney was saying.
there's no damages, and that's what the judge said. Failed to show damages for any specific actions, and basically kick rocks. So
Kick go kick them rocks.
And then Disney responded back saying, we're going to double down on this. We're going to continue our efforts.
Yes. All right, let's go back to games real quick here. Everyone knows Palworld is like stupid. It has become the new phenomenon, and the numbers attached to Palworld are staggering. This is a game that is less than 2 weeks old. 2 weeks old, and it is available on Steam and it is available on Xbox. And they released the total numbers. Last time we talked about this, they had just passed 6 million players which is just stupid. This was announced. They have now passed 19 million players between Steam and Xbox. You can see right there, 12 on Steam, 7 on Xbox. Absolutely insanity. I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe this. Like, how do you, Blab, see if you can find a list of games that have sold 20 million copies. And you're going to hear all-time classics on this list. Is Palworld an all-time classic? Joe, have you played Palworld at all?
Yes, I have. It's actually what I've been playing on Kick lately. And I didn't think I was going to like it. I thought it was like, I watched someone stream it and it's very like, that's a lot going on. But once you start playing it, it's addicting. And it's addicting to watch. So I'm not at all surprised by this. So world building, fascinating, fantastical creatures, the concept of just, continuing to plug away and get greater rewards. And then obviously the allure of firearms. So there's that. So
Love
I'm
that.
a fan. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you are a fan. That's great. I have yet to play it. I bought it for Blabs so Blabs could check it out. Blabs, have you continued to play it at all?
Yeah, I played it a couple times. It's really fun. And the fact is, they're not censoring you. So in the game, you can make signs for like your little base and all that. And you can get away with every single word you think of.
Like
all
what?
the words.
Like
Gamer
like what?
words.
N-word.
Gamer words.
The Melanie word. All of that is allowed in the game. They will not
Melanie word.
censor it. Because in Minecraft, they censor. But here in Palworld, like, you do you, boo. So you can literally have beep island.
How dare you?
A truly based game.
Yes.
Let's hear it. Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I need to check it out now.
Like, you can't pick your type, like I was saying yesterday, right? They don't have male or female. They just have type 1, type 2. However, you have all the game words.
I have not played this yet. I fear playing this because I fear that I'm going to like it too much.
You should play it.
But I don't know when I'm going to play it. Like, I don't want to play it on stream. When I play games on stream, that's what I do.
So
you
play
know?
it on stream and write, like, members or something.
But I'm playing Donkey Kong Country right now.
You know you can play that after, right?
How am I going to do that? No, I got to play Donkey Kong Country on stream.
Yeah, I just said you can play Palworld when you're done with Donkey Kong.
When am I going to do
play
that?
Donkey Kong forever, Craig? And ever and ever and ever?
I mean, maybe. It took me a
Well,
month to
with
get
your
through Donkey
gaming
Kong Country
skills,
1.
maybe.
You can do a
What?
little variety every other stream. Maybe stream on Mondays one game, Tuesdays another.
Maybe today. Maybe today, this afternoon, I'll do a special one-off on Palworld, and we'll give it a go.
Craig's gonna make the ugliest character. It's gonna be
Can't
funny
wait.
as hell.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be just ugly, fat.
Because you can actually make them really, really fat with like really skinny arms. It's actually
A
pretty ironic.
pal or like a person?
No,
The
so like your
character.
actual character that you play as can be like a
What,
goon.
hold on, I'm sorry. What was that in the background I just heard? It sounded like somebody
Nothing.
retching.
Yeah.
That's probably someone out there. Yeah.
I thought that was at Blab's house. I was like, what's going on?
Your character's disgusting. Blech.
Oh my gosh. Colorado Kid says piracy is the way. Get a Mac, Blabs. No viruses there.
No, Mac doesn't like streaming.
This is true. Okay, I'll tell you what. We are currently sitting. Listen, Sir Neof Strife came in with 20 gifted memberships. Good. God, that is ridiculous. Sir Neof Strife, thank you very much for your support. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Ew. I haven't done it in a while. I had to do it, Craig. Shut up.
Not saying anything, Blabs. If you guys got gifted membership, make sure you say thanks. The 20, that's crazy. We're currently sitting at 56 members for the day.
Wow.
That is spectacular. And If we get to 69, I'll go play Palworld today.
We'll sell souls for Palworld.
That's right. I will. I got to go buy the game and download it and all that shit. Certainly Strife, thank you so much. Look at that. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Unreal. Oh my god. All right. My goodness. Cesario came in. Says the Suicide Squad game continues to give. Unfortunately, the bio of Green Lantern is horrible. Don't care if it's from one of the characters' perspective. It's so bad, I could bort her.
I don't know what that means. That means like abortion?
I don't get
know.
that reference.
I did see that. It was actually on our run sheet today. But yeah, they had some different bios for Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman's like, she's the best in the world, and Green Lantern's like, he's a giant piece of shit. So it's crazy.
Misogyny.
Yeah. Takaru came in, says, would like the game more if the handgun was a 1911. There you go. For those who don't know, Joe, you like guns.
Very much.
Yeah. So Joe is very well versed when it comes to your armory, which is
She's
good.
probably got like 4 on her right now.
Here and there.
You have no idea where they are. It's crazy.
Under the bed,
Yep.
underneath the mattress, they're everywhere.
It's crazy. It is insane. You know what's also insane? We're at 76 new members because Certainty Off Strike came in with 10 more members.
It's Palworld time.
I will be playing Palworld today. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play it on this channel, not on the Plays channel. I'm going to play it on this channel today, this afternoon, okay?
Craig, I will
Certainty Off
say,
Strike.
make sure you follow that tutorial. It is very overwhelming if you don't.
Yes.
Well, okay, that's my thing when it comes to these games is when you get in and there is a tutorial, I feel like that's really boring for the audience to go through a tutorial with people. Like, should I do this before? But I feel like if you don't do the tutorial with the audience, they have no idea what they're looking at.
Do it with the audience. I did it with the audience. It was fine. It was fun. I had Disper and Joe with me, and we went, what?
It's not a dumb tutorial. It actually is not like just like your usual like let's learn to walk and jump. It's actually you're doing things that are going to be building your base. So it's a good framework for what you need to do, Craig. So it should be good.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do it on the main channel, not on the Plays channel, okay? Because we hit our goal here, so I'll do it over here. Guys, thank you very much. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, look at that wall.
Look at it. Look at that.
Look at it.
It's ridiculous. I love it. All right, let's keep
It's like talking to us. I love it.
I love it. I love you, Wall. I love you. You're so nice. All right. Man, that's awesome. Thank you very much. 76 members. That is spectacular. I think that's our third highest ever. Good Lord. Tucker says, already subbed and followed her. There you go.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that. And Vox says, new rule, if you get 50 plus memberships in a day, it cancels out one day where you miss the goal. Okay.
Right on.
Okay. That's cool. Love it. Let's do it. And Kratos El Gratos Blabs came in with a $69 direct donation. Says, I only 69 for Craig's lifetime dream to hashtag free the cooch. I'm not exactly sure what the objective is, but if you got a goal, go get it. Rest assured, tomorrow's show will be entertaining, even if it's just Blabs eating pickles and reading super chats. Let's go.
I should just go live one day on the YouTube and just sit there eating pickles. See who shows up.
Absolutely.
In the chat.
Don't say anything, just crunch.
And just like ASMR.
ASMR.
Oh my god.
I need to get an ASMR microphone.
Nikki came in and says, so I have to ask, what's your I guess opinion on the Brunel's BRN 180? What is that I'm guessing that's a firearm? Joe?
I am not familiar with that particular firearm.
Okay. I do not know. Middle Andrew says, if Joe likes guns, then I like Joe. There you go. You know, it's funny. Total side note. I've been talking to this company that wants to, they represent a lot of firearm influencers, and they're like pretty good people, right? They're salt of the earth people, and they're like, I was telling them, I was like, our audience likes guns on the channel. They're like, really? Like you're like the white whale when it comes to gamer streamers. I was like, yeah, our audience loves guns. Like I would love to do crossovers and do gun streams and all sorts of stuff. Like take out guns from that are in games and go shoot those guns and see how they actually react and stuff. I think that'd be super fun. So
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit of crossover between video game culture and gun culture. I don't know if you know Flannel Daddy, that's his nickname, but one of the bigger of the gun YouTubers out there. He actually does, his traditional reviews and all that. But my favorites are the ones where he takes like Halo guns or video game guns and makes, kind of like mock, reviews of them. So there's definitely a huge crossover that I think a lot of people aren't realizing. Or Lucas T-Rex Arms does a lot of, I don't know if he's still on Twitch, but he had a big following on Twitch as well. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's something that we can definitely explore more of. I would love to do a bunch of crossovers with really fun people. I think that'd be really, really good to do. All right, let's move on. We got about 25 minutes left here. So I wanted to give you, Blabs, you've been wanting to talk about this for a few days.
Yeah.
But I want to get to the Zuckerberg thing. So
You can do that.
do we have time for both, you think?
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to give you the opportunity to do this. No, we'll do Zuckerberg, then we'll go to Harry Potter. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the Zuckerberg thing. Yesterday, Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Meta, or AKA Facebook, went to Capitol Hill to talk about all sorts of things, and he was really more or less grilled. Now, look, when it comes to, I think this is important. For me, this is a very important topic. I have kids who are entering the age where social media is a very important thing. Now, before we got started, Joe and I were talking about this, and we were talking about the effects that social media has specifically on young girls and the detrimental effects that it has on young women, because they are seeing, there's a number of reasons, but just to put it as vanilla as possible, you have young girls who are looking at other people's lives and the best portions of their life that is literally a filter of their life with a filter on that. So they're looking at these things and they're saying, why isn't my life that good? And ultimately, that drives a bunch of depression, right? Girls develop, they get depressed, they get upset, they develop all sorts of anxiety from things that they don't have, especially with FOMO, fear of missing out, and why am I not there? And I understand that, right? Like there's always this, man, I wish I had this, especially when you're in this younger age where you see all your friends doing these things. And Joe, you were talking specifically about a study that you saw on this as well.
Yeah, in 2022, I think is when it came out. I have one pulled up from, I'm sure there's more at this point, but have one pulled up on PubMed. Time spent on social media and risk of depression in adolescence, a dose-response meta-analysis is just one of them. And I mean, they even found out that Meta themselves has done studies and know that it's linked, time directly spent on social media, which they actually have an acronym for, TSSM, directly linked, correlation with depression. And especially in adolescence. And they know this and they don't care.
Right. So leads us to Mark Zuckerberg on the stand yesterday. And you'll see on this clip that he says that as this says, truly despicable lies from Mark Zuckerberg. Here we go.
With so much of our lives spent on mobile devices and social media, it's important to look into the effects on teen mental health and well-being. I take this very seriously. Mental health is a complex issue, and the existing body of scientific work has not shown a causal link between using social media and young people having worse mental health outcomes.
That's a bold-faced lie.
It is a straight fucking lie. And a lot of people have pointed out he sounds a lot like the cigarette lobbies from the 80s when they're like, do cigarettes cause cancer? And they're like, absolutely not. Meow, as they roll in their money, right? There's very much just these bold-faced lies when it comes to this, based off studies. And they continued to be grilled. This is Senator Lindsey Graham from South Carolina coming in with a pretty bold statement, which, when you listen to the people in the background after he says this, usually there's not a whole lot of cheering in these sessions, but just go take a listen to this really fast.
Mr. Zuckerberg, you and the companies before us, I know you don't mean it to be so, but you have blood on your hands. You have a product. You have a product that's killing people.
As people clap and cheer for this.
That was spicy.
It was spicy. And to hear people clapping and understanding that, yeah, there's absolutely, issues here. And I think all this is really great. It's really great that, he's getting raked over the coals with this. And I think this is one of the topics that in society it's not addressed enough, right? I've said this before many, many times. I think that just as we look back on cigarettes in the 50s, doctors were like, hey, smoke. It's good for you. There's nothing wrong with this. Like, it was so ass backwards. I think that in 20, 30, 40 years, we're going to do the exact same thing with social media. And we're going to say there's going to be bans associated with it because we're going to see the long-term negative effects. You won't have cancer, but you'll have other negative effects associated with social media. And as somebody who's literally spent my entire professional career on social media, I've seen the negative aspects to it, and that's why I'm so passionate about not giving that access to my kids. They continue. This is I don't know who this lady is, but this was really interesting as they talked about the monetary value, the lifetime monetary value of a teenager to Facebook. Have you heard this before? How much they value a user on their website?
I haven't actually heard of the monetary value of it.
Well, you're about to find out how much they value.
We have just had, Senator Blumenthal and I, of course, have had some internal documents and emails that have come our way. One of the things that really concerned me is that you referred to your young users in terms of their lifetime value of it being roughly $270 per teenager. And each of you should be looking at these kids. Their T-shirts they're wearing today say, I'm worth more than $270. We've got some standing up in those T-shirts.
As Zuckerberg slowly turns, so $270.
It's not a lot.
No, not a lot at all. But if you have that value on somebody, what's to prevent you from spending $200 or $150 for that customer acquisition? If you know you're going to profit $120 over the lifetime of the user, why not spend that money, bring them in? It's a profit game at that point. So I don't know, Blaz, I would love to hear your thoughts. You're obviously a younger generation than me. I think that's one of the fun variables about this show, right? You see things different, and you've lived kind of I would say a sheltered life. There's a lot of, you didn't even know what BBC meant, right? But I love that perspective. I love that. I don't know. Love to hear your thoughts on this.
I think social media is very detrimental to society, actually. And I've made a post on my private Instagram years ago about it, how people always assume that everyone's living their best life. I can remember exactly for myself, I had posted these photos from somewhere where I was, and one of my best friends was like, oh my God, I want your life. And meanwhile, right before she called me on the phone to say all this, I was crying in tears of pain from an injury or whatever. And I'm like, you think that's my life 24/7. So these people are just so completely hoodwinked that what you see on Instagram, what you see on Twitter is real, and it's not. It's a small, very, very small percentage of what your life actually consists of. No one's going to go and post photos. I mean, some people do for attention, of themselves crying and go, this is the worst thing ever. Or their dog died, things like that. It's not real. So everyone thinks that everything is just so fake and designed to be perfect, and it's just curated. It's all it is. It's bullshit. It's not real.
Joe?
There's also not just that, which I agree with you, Blabs, I saw a picture of an apple with a bite on it facing a mirror, and it's the mirror is social media, and you're not seeing the apple that's rotten on the other side. So you'll never know the full picture, and you're always pretending or thinking that the apple's perfect. But besides that element, there's also the psychological impact of, especially with kids, of being reliant on likes and follows. And, I'll tell you, some of my happiest years in life, I did post-college. I decided to just get off of social media for about 3 or 4 years. It was the happiest years of my life. I don't need to know. I don't need to care. If someone thinks that my vacation was cool, I don't care. I enjoyed it. I'm living it. Living in the real world 100%, has value as well.
As Jim says, the dopamine hit is real, and infinite scroll just keeps it going over and over and over again, 100%. And as pointed out, this is just another form of bullying, right? And
Yeah.
you see that on social media all the time. That is a new threat that I didn't have to deal with growing up at all. And it goes back to, man, that dopamine hit is dangerous. And like we have to walk a very, very thin tightrope on this show, where YouTube is a form of social media, right? It is a video platform, but at its core, YouTube is social media. So we have to balance the idea of likes, having those goals. We have a goal of 500, right? Every single show. That helps with the algorithm. So why is it important for the algorithm to help us? So the show can continue to grow and people can find the show, and discoverability is very important for the show. So we can talk about things that necessarily YouTube doesn't want to be talked about. Things like this, right? So there's this balance that we have to go. Like, we don't have a TikTok. That's a moral thing for us. TikTok would be massive for the show. Like, I actually think having a TikTok would help explode our show. But we haven't pulled that trigger yet. And I'm not saying that we won't. I'm saying that that's something that we've had to go back and forth on. I don't want TikTok to be on my PC or my phone. I don't want it to be on Blab. But if we could work with somebody who is willing to take that risk, then possibly, and take those clips and things like that and pass them around, because this discoverability on TikTok is something that can't be ignored. So it goes back to that tightrope. And but there's a difference between having a business on social media and being a parent on social media. And that's something that I personally deal with on a day-to-day basis, especially as I saw this note that I think it was by the age of 14, 91% of kids have cell phones, have smartphones. That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane. And that those smartphones all have Instagram, they all have TikTok, they all have X, they all have all these social media things. And it's rough, man. It's definitely a crazy situation. So, yeah, I guess we'll kind of close it with that. Joe, you got anything before we wrap on that topic?
No, I agree with you on that with social media. And I don't have any kids, but I have a bunch of nieces and nephews, and I'm happy to say the oldest is 12, and they do have iPads, they play games, Roblox, whatever, but I'm happy to say that none of the kids are on social media, and I hope that stays that way. Keeps them safer.
So my phone, I have an iPhone X, which is like old at this point. I think they're going to like 16. So I'm like 5-6 years old, and I'm just going to use this until it breaks. And I actually posted it out. I want to get a dumb phone on social media. Like, that's the idea. But I'm not quite there yet to getting. I think as soon as my phone is done, and it just kind of breaks or whatever, that's when I'll make that jump.
You're gonna jump over to Jitterbug?
I saw that. Jitterbug looks pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go. Hey, whatever. It is what it is. Hey, Lone Wolf came in over on Rumble, says, "Hey, Craig and gang. When do you think we will finally get cell phones that are locked down with parental controls so the parent can determine what, if any, social media access is allowed?" That's already there. There are parents that can track where their kids are, the app's usage. It's just like parental controls on Nintendo, on a Switch. You can put a timer on how long your kids can play and things like that. We use that on our Switch. So they are already there. It's just a matter of people using them. And they create those things so they can say, like, well, look, it's not our fault, and but they're out there. They're just really hard to find. Darian says, "Craig, I tried to buy that Mario mystery box, but it turned out to be a Chinese knockoff and it didn't work. Is yours legit? If so, where did you get it? The Mario mystery box.
Is that behind you?
Oh, this right here? Oh,
I don't know.
I got that. I think I got that at a convention, actually, and I think that's where I bought it. So thanks, Darian. I'm sorry. I think that's what you're referencing. Hey, Blabs.
Blob's a tower tart for $5. Me lead designer for Caltech. What Joe think of me work? I like pickles. Yay!
Caltech is fun. They definitely are out of the box when it comes to designs. Some of them work, some of them don't. And I definitely have owned a Caltech, and I've had fun with it. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. They're innovative, and sometimes it's just a little too innovative.
Nissan says personal responsibility applies to all. Save the kids is always used. Social media is not forced on anyone. Seems like a convenient scapegoat for a collapsing society. Anytime politicians unanimously agree, I get nervous. Well, there is some other layers associated with this, which we're not going to dig into today. And some people fear censorship attached to that. Personal responsibility is obviously what a lot of this comes back to. And Nissan, thank you very much for that. I will say this. I think it's a parent's job to teach their children personal responsibility. Because that's something that is not found in today's society at all. Just go on social media and you see that. People, there's always somebody else to blame. There's always a victim mentality. And teaching your kids to be strong, teaching your children to not have that mentality in a society that is built around that mentality is a challenge, and that's the reality of it. So, a feline named Vijay says, "I go on regular Facebook once a year for 30 minutes. I do shop on Marketplace, but never installed the app." Thank you, Vijay. A quick reminder. Hashtag free the coop. Humble Dirt Merchant says, I'm younger than Blabs, graduated high school in 2016, purged social media as a teen, realized there wasn't any point to putting my life on the internet. Good for you, Humble Dirt Merchant. Yeah, that's good. Sailor Dream says, Senior Craig playing Donkey Kong and using Jitterbug. That's right. Just call me Billy Mitchell. Let's go. And Alma John says, Craig, you made an acknowledgement on an OG side scrollers that our generation's bullying ended when school was over, but with social media, it's 24/7. Yes, that has changed. Definitely. That has absolutely changed since OG side scrollers ended for sure. Now, with that said, hashtag bring back bullying. Here we are, as Blabs very much wanted to talk about this. This is a 3-minute, 40-second video that Blabs is very passionate about. She brought this earlier this week. She's like, I want to talk about this. And with Joe here, Joe, you're a Harry Potter fan, aren't you?
Absolutely, huge Harry Potter fan.
Well, let's see what you have to say about this lady here. Blabs, give us a rundown before we get into this lady here.
Right, so basically, J.K. Rowling is always in the news, especially now with the new Harry Potter show, in the works. And so lots of people hate J.K. Rowling and consider her to be transphobic without ever giving the proof and receipts on why they say so. So a lot of people are trying to boycott Harry Potter as a whole. And so this woman here is basically saying Harry Potter sucks. J.K. Rowling's a transphobe, and she just goes on and on explaining her points, which I can easily knock down, and so can Joe. It's great.
I am genuinely.
By the way, I'd just like to point out, before we even get started,
The attitude.
You knew exactly how she was going to sound. I can actually smell her. Just through her social media.
Don't free her cooch, okay?
Keep that cooch on lockdown.
Keep that lockdown.
You're disgusting, Blabs. Ridiculous. just ridiculous. Here we go. You can just smell it. It's ridiculous.
Ew.
Here we go. I'm talking about the attitude.
I am genuinely disappointed. Why the fuck is book talk being taken over by Harry Potter? Why?
Okay. Chat, as pointed out, how many cats does she have? And how often does she cuddle with them and call them Mr. Smoochies? Let's continue.
Why?
So actually, we have to clarify first. So what she's talking about is book talk. Now, I didn't really know what this was until Lady G explained it to me on Twitter. Book talk, or like Insta Bookgram, whatever it is literally a whole section on the internet dedicated towards book recommendations. However, apparently it's been completely taken over by like women like this who are just completely adamant on politics, or they're just basically putting their their little kinky fantasies in them, and they're just like destroying everything and don't want to put actual good book recommendations, and it's just like it's fan fiction is what they really are looking for, but self-insertion of fan fictions. It's them. It's kind of the gross section of the book nerd internet world.
Okay, let's go about a minute into this. Let's just see how she's for about a minute.
Okay, and this is coming from someone who grew up reading Harry Potter. I read the series 74 times. Okay, yes, I'm autistic, and if that's not apparent, that's on you.
Okay. So my favorite thing about this is we're 30 seconds in, and she's wondering why Harry Potter is so popular. And then she later admits to reading the series 74
Right?
times. Why is this so popular? I only read it more than 60 times. It's ridiculous. Let's continue.
But why? Because now that I'm an adult and I've read other books, Harry Potter ain't even that good. It's not. It's not that good. And then on top of that, J.K. Rowling is a TERF. She's transphobic as fuck. She's a terrible trash human being. Why the fuck is book talk being taken over with people who are like, oh, reading Harry Potter for the first time?
We'll just stop it there.
Good pausing point.
There we go. I think I can answer that without even having read Harry Potter. The same reason you read it 74 times is because people are coming in saying they're reading it for the first time. Maybe that's just me, but Blabs, I will sit back and let you and Joe have this conversation.
Well, Joe, why don't you go first? You're the guest.
Absolutely. So as someone who is a huge fan, and like her, probably read it 74 times, the reason why people are still talking about it is because it is good. And if it wasn't good, you wouldn't have read it 74 times, lady. I don't care how autistic you are. The rest of us aren't. So clearly.
Sorry,
How autistic are they?
That's right.
And yeah, there's really, I'm sorry, but I have feelings like JK isn't a conservative by any means. Like, she just has feelings about a particular topic, and she's actually, I think in her 2018, one of her 2018 or 2020 tweets, I think it was her 2020 tweet actually, said something like, I have no problems with trans people. Literally said that in her tweet. But sex is still a thing. Men and women are still a thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. She literally said, no disrespect to y'all, but don't erase me. You can keep doing you thing. That's not transphobic. That's just feminist.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the
she
issue,
basically
though.
said a man can wear a dress and he's still a man.
Mm-hmm.
You like that? It's just scientific fact here at the end of the day.
She didn't come in and say this.
Gentle them.
No, she didn't.
And there's the issue.
And it's funny because she's relatively quote unquote woke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone considers her really woke. But on this stance, she's not. And people keep saying, oh, she's a TERF. Where is she a TERF? Prove it.
No
And
proof of
anytime
it.
you ask them, they just come after you and start calling you nasty insults instead. It's like, all right, way to have a conversation. Great. Good job. You played yourself. So, you know.
And just to remind people, this is the same author who decided to make a main character gay. And there was, no need for it, and she did it. So clearly she doesn't have an problem with the alphabet people. Like, she's fine with them. She just has a particular view. So you can't, it's like people eating their own, like the political sides eating their own. If you're not enough for them, then they will take you out.
Mm-hmm.
Blabs, you said you can kind of dismantle her arguments the entire time. It pretty much sounds like I'm not going to I don't want anybody to read this because J.K. Rowling, because I don't like how J.K. Rowling thinks. That's pretty much her entire argument.
And she's also saying not to give her money. But the thing is, she's like, I don't even read these books, but there's other ways of like reading Harry Potter without giving J.K. Rowling money. Should you wish not to do that, right? Everyone is entitled to their own rights and how they should spend their money. But like you can literally buy like handmade merch from like small vendors on Etsy. You can buy the books secondhand. You can pirate them, whatever it is, and you would not be giving money to J.K. Rowling should you wish not to do that. She's also, later on in the video, she says she's 27, right? I'm 27, turning 28. So we are the same age, and she looks like she's a 45-year-old woman living with like 10,000 cats. Like, look at her. She's 27. She also has a bull ring on her nose. Like, I'm going to tie you up to a post, lady, and leave you in a field with the rest of the cows, because cows go moo, and you do that too. And she's an idiot. She's plain and simple an idiot. Her arguments are useless. She even stated later on in the video that she's like, oh, she's been going about transphobic tweets since 2015. Like, unless I'm mistaken on my research, the earliest thing I saw was in 2018, and it wasn't even, like, she said that she accidentally liked, like, a transphobic tweet when it really wasn't anything. It was a nothing burger. So, again, like, she just makes all these arguments just for the sake of it, and she's trying to persuade people to think just like she does without actually giving any rhyme or reason to her thinking, not to mention she smells bad.
Way to go, Blabs. Way to go. Wait, hold on. You're telling me that this lady smells bad?
Oh yeah,
Get
100%.
out of here.
Look at her.
Get out of here.
Woo!
Ridiculous. God, it just smells like nasty socks with broccoli.
Like I said, cows go moo.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, so it's back to J.K. Rowling bad. Don't buy her book that she wrote forever ago. And you wonder if she's the first person in line to go to Universal Harry Potter World when it opens. Like, will she be there?
She's probably gone to something. She said in there that she used to go to the midnight showing for Deathly Hallows when you could get the books, like the midnight release for the last book. She was there. So she's definitely supported it. And then she's like, one day she just wakes up and like, they're not that good. It's like, did you read the stories? All the morals? I mean, if you actually dive into Harry Potter, it can be quite political, like, and there's a lot of metaphors for like the real world with like Remus Lupin being a werewolf, that's for AIDS. The Dementor is depression. Freeing the house elves, that's slavery. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, and she's like, oh, it's not a good story. Like, but that fits your agenda, lady. You're all about this woke ideology and political correctness and fixing everything, but you hate what she's saying in the books, which is what you're for. So again, like, she's a contradiction.
As Zero points out, Zero Chill says, not the cooch you want.
Exactly.
Which is why I would like to get the hashtag Don't Free the Cooch trending on Twitter. Please tag at BlabberingC for that. That's good. Oh my God. All right, Joe, you got anything else on that cat lover?
I will say, like, I think the reason why they're so angry is because they are losing this battle. I don't care how much they yell and scream and look crazy and do their little camera videos. You know, the fact of the matter is it's still selling. It's still, if you go to Universal on any given day of the week, it's packed. I've never been there where the line to the Harry Potter rides isn't, you know, Hagrid's 2-3 hour wait. So clearly people like her aren't really making an impact. So that just pisses them off. And then now we have a new show coming out. So it is what it is. They can keep screaming into the void. They're not getting anywhere. And I'm glad.
Mm-hmm. These people aren't going to be buying. They can't afford it because they're broke as hell. Mm-hmm. So they're not the target audience.
The people with salaries and paychecks will continue supporting JK. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Nikki over on Rumble says the BRN 180 is an AR-18 / 180 clone. That's what Nikki was referencing there earlier. And he said you missed my rant about that. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. All right, 60 Watt came in with the 5. Says personal responsibility is based these days. Unfortunately, personal responsibility goes out the window after people choose to be under the influence. Yes, whether that's social media or drugs or alcohol. Yeah. All the same. Emperor Nero says, I just super chatted on Elements. Please read. I was on my way there. Thank you so much. Emperor Nero says, some of the bills being pushed through attack internet anonymity. I'm concerned if it will affect online books and my lewd anime and manga. Parents need to bloody parent. A lot of modern parents are lazy, gushing over magical girls for the win. There is a lot of truth in what you just said. There are a lot of very, very lazy parents in today's society. I've seen them, I've experienced them, and it's honestly jaw-dropping because they have this thing called a phone that they just give to their kids as a babysitter while they're at the store, where they're there, need 10 minutes. Well, here's a phone, here's an iPad, and kids are looking down at it the entire time. So, Nissan King says, Lindsey Graham wants to start World War III, but is concerned about saving the children? X to doubt. Great show, guys. Love the diversity of topics. Thank you, Nissan. Appreciate that. And Orthodox Monk says, how autistic is she? Still as not as much as Blabs. There you go. And Scarfy says, there's no J.K. Rowling statue to pull down.
I mean, there is a Harry Potter statue in England. There is. So maybe they'll go for that one day.
They get in there and get on that. Take down HP. That'll show the man. That'll show him for sure.
She was literally wealthier than the Queen of England at one point. Yeah, you'll really show her. She's rolling in dough.
Suck it.
She's got enough bullshit money to go and sue anyone who slanders her just for shits and giggles. It's great.
Yep.
I don't think she cares.
No.
I don't think she cares one bit at all. All right, let's get out of here. No, we have memes? We got memes!
Hashtag free the cooch. Thanks, Cloud.
Look at me in the background there. All right.
Yeah, you're hidden by cucumbers and pickles.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Is that it today?
Yep, just the two.
Hey, what's your timeline look like, Blabs? Yours personal. Just curious.
I haven't looked. There's 19 notifications. Oh no, somebody did tweet at me saying free the cooch. We're kind of okay. Oh no, there it is. There's a few. One of them says hashtag free the cutch.
Oh, good. Well, hey.
Anyway, yeah, there's a couple of in there saying thank you. Thanks.
All right.
There's no photos. That's fine.
That's good. Good. Well, I'm glad. All right. First day over on Kick away from Twitch, which is the brothers now. Appreciate you guys popping in over on Kick and saying hello. If you guys haven't hit the follow button, if it's your first time tuning in, we're live Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Time. I need everyone to go find Joe over on YouTube right now as she jumps into her gaming channel or gaming. Joe knows her stuff. You hear it. She knows her stuff. It's good. And she's got cat ear things. Look at that.
But I don't smell like a cat because I don't have one. Just cat ears.
No?
She's got to clarify for today's world.
I got to be honest. I may make her an emote on the channel. I think I'm going to take that and put that as an emote on the channel.
You should.
I'm just going to screen cap that. That'll be there tomorrow. All right, let's get out of here. Go find Joe. Where are you on YouTube?
I am Real Joe Rosie on YouTube, Twitter, IG, and Kick. All the same name.
Go find her. Go subscribe to her. She's lovely, and she doesn't smell like cat pee, which is great.
Always a bonus.
Exabyte also came in with some merch. That's the first merch purchase in a long time.
Yeah.
We haven't pushed merch in a while, but we're going to have some new merch coming out really soon. I'm excited for that. Says, glad to finally get some merch. Well, thanks so much for your support over there. Really appreciate that. All right, let's get out of here. Go find Blabs over on YouTube. Go find her over on Kick. You can find me on this channel a little bit later on when I'll be playing Palworld for the first time today.
No, you're going to like it. You're going to like it.
And we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that. And so we'll be doing that a little bit later on. Appreciate you guys popping in. Have a great rest of your day. And remember, tomorrow we'll be live from the Geeks and Gamers house over in Florida, which will be super fun as I make my way over to MegaCon this weekend. So have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for your support. And give it up for Vic Rattlehead on the wall. Look at Vic right there with the $200 super chat today. And the insane 76 new members today on the channel. Yeah. Spectacular. Thank you so much. Remember, guys, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.